What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? We are back. UFC Kansas City. Ian Garry versus Carlos Prates. I'm your host, Picks with Pegasus. I'm here with Key3Picks and Dravy. Yeah, you guys took the week off. I did a little look ahead video. Here we are now on NFL Draft Night, breaking down a good Midwestern corn-fed card. I mean, I think it's going to be full of action. What do you guys think?
Full action.
Anything drop from the dungeon?
I think the card's a banger, bro. I really do. I think we're going to see a lot of finishes, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Okay. All right. So we'll get right into this one. First fight of the night we have is Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. So we got another low levels girls fight. We got the best women's MMA capper in this podcast. Chelsea Chandler, 6'3", 34, 5'8", 68-inch reach. Jocelyn Edwards is 14'6", 29, 5'8", 70-inch reach. Odds on these two ladies, you can get Chandler anywhere from plus 245 to plus 260. You can get Edwards anywhere from minus 290 to minus 310. All right, Kate, I'm going to have you go first. I think this is pretty straightforward. Chelsea Chandler is a good hammer, a terrible nail. Jocelyn Edwards, actually her size, is going to beat her ass, win a decision. What do you think?
Yeah, I get Jocelyn being a wide favorite. I've told the story before. Jocelyn will always have a place in my heart for winning me some real money on Jeon Kim in that fight. But I think that here Chandler is like, I feel like people are making her out to be way worse than she actually is. I mean, I won some money off of her against Josiane Nunes. I think that we will deal with some ugly cage pushing here. Edwards isn't somebody that fights with a lot of urgency. It consistently has shown a lot of issues fight IQ wise. So I don't really understand parlaying minus 300 Jocelyn Edwards for a decision. Because it's not like she's gonna knock her out. I don't see her subbing Chandler. I think this is like Jocelyn gets it done, but at this price, this is nasty work to be playing this. Just because she beat Tamiris Vidal, I mean, who I rate Chandler much higher than personally. So again, this is recency bias in my opinion. Edwards being a wider favorite than she was against Vidal. And Chandler has physicality and is pretty tough. I mean, I know that the runaway meme is hilarious, but it's not like she quits. So for me, it's a pass fight. But yeah, I wouldn't be parlaying Edwards here at minus 300.
Chelsea Chandler's spread, she is plus odds in that spread, plus 3.5.
I don't think that that's awful. Again, Edwards is somebody that fights on thin margins at times and just doesn't show urgency. So
yeah, I don't hate that either on the spread side if you want to play that way. But I don't know. I think Jocelyn Edwards' decision is pretty straightforward. Drav, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I do agree with the line here. I think the price is fine, to be honest. I think that she's the rightful favorite, but I just think she's the better fighter all around. Like she's bigger, the better striker, the longer girl. On the feet, I don't really think it's going to be close, to be honest. I think she's going to style on her. I don't rate Chandler on the feet. And then her wrestling's not that good. She's good if she get on top, but I don't think her wrestling to get it there is very good. And Edwards, to her credit, has been improving her ground game, training with girls like Valentina and stuff like that. So I don't think she's just going to get mauled on the mat, but that's the worry. Sometimes she shows some concerning look in round 3. So I think she should be fine here. She'll win probably a decision, but she's the younger girl by 5 years, and she has more experience, more UFC experience. And I've bet on Chandler, but it was against the bum Josiane Nunes. So shout out to her, by the way, because I made a lot of money on her fights. But yeah, maybe we're never gonna see her again. But I think Edwards' decision, but the price is ugly for sure. I do think the line is kind of accurate though. I don't think there's much value, but I think it's accurate.
Perfect. All right. Next fight is Timmy Cuamba versus Roberto Romero. Timmy Cuamba, 8'3", 26, 5'9", 71-inch reach. Roberto Romero is 8'4", 25, 5'8", 70-inch reach. Odds of these two gentlemen, you can get Cuamba anywhere from plus 115 to plus 120. You get Romero anywhere from minus 135 to minus 140. All right. we're looking at Roberto Romero out of Team Oyama getting a first. He's getting his full camp in for once, and he's got a guy who's been totally underwhelming from both Contender Series fights to his first fight in the UFC. Drav, tell me why Roberto Romero is the side at -130.
Well, I don't think he's the side at -130. Yeah, I think at the current price, I think Timmy is probably the side. It's just a fight where I think people might overrate Romero after the Onama fight, which I think it's a trap. So we need to be careful about that. You dropped Onama early, he did good on short notice, but yeah, he was a +700 underdog, so he's durable. He's gonna fight for your money, but he's the type of guy that you want to bet as an underdog because he's not that skilled. I mean, he's good, he's decent, but like, I don't think he's that good, to be honest. And Timmy is kind of the opposite. Like, he's skilled, very good striker. I think he's very, very fast. He's technical. You can see that he has all the skills, but the problem with him is that he never really separate, and he can't really put stamps on rounds and get the KO and stuff like that. But the skills are there, and I think he's going to be faster here. And we also have to factor that it is in the big cage, and I think in the big cage, Cuamba with like his footwork, and Romero's going to try to pressure him, but he might walk into something that Timmy throw at him. So, but yeah, I do think that Timmy's decided the current price because we're talking +115 against a guy that has more UFC experience and fought the better level of competition compared to a guy in Romero who fought nobodies prior to the David Onama fight, and he gassed out in that fight. But like, it's not only in that fight, on the regional, and I was considering betting the over for the Onama fight and maybe even a dog shot because that and the reasons I didn't, because of his cardio, he slowed down as the fight goes on. So it was not only the Onama fight. That's why I'm not. Cuamba has good cardio. He has a good coach, and I think he should be fine here. Probably win a decision, but I think pick him kind of makes sense. So yeah, I see it as a coin flip. So as the price go up, Cuamba is getting interesting, at least to me. We're talking about +115 range. I don't think I have a ton of edge at the line, but I don't really want to bet it because I don't feel like I have a good read on it. But I'm pretty confident in the sense that it is kind of a pick 'em fight and that it's probably going to go the distance. So over 2.5 or Cuamba money line. I like both of those plays, but yeah, I think I'm going to pick Cuamba to win, I guess, but not a lot of confidence. I think it could go either way.
I disagree, bro. I think Romero, he's been working on his Muay Thai at Team Oyama. We already know he's got a grappling background. He's pretty good. I mean, he looked great against Onama in his last fight on, 4 days' notice. So, I mean, that being said, Timmy Cuamba couldn't get his first fight in Day 1 Contender Series. Didn't give him a contract. Second fight, fighting on margins again. Third fight in the UFC, loss. Like, the guy's just not impressive. I think he just got the call up because he lives in Vegas and he lives at Extreme Couture. So they gave him the call up for that. But like, his margins are very thin. I don't think he does anything great, to be honest. I think he just does everything decent. So like, nothing stands out, jumps out to me versus a guy in Roberto Romero. He's going to come out and prove a point to what I think. And he's one of those Mexican guys that wants to get on one of those Mexico cards. So, yeah, I'm going to take Romero money line here. I think -130 is fine for me. I'm not going to play it personally, but I like that side.
Don't you think Cuamba is like way more technical and way faster?
He's he's faster, but that's what I was saying is like, I think that if you go on Romero's Instagram, you can see he's doing a lot of he has that new Muay Thai coach coming in, and he's been working on a lot of his striking more, because that was like the issue against Onama was the striking. It wasn't the grappling, it was the striking. So I think he's kind of
you got taken down in the Onama fight. You got control a little bit at the end, round 3.
The way I look at the Onama fight is that was too much too soon for a guy on 4 days notice.
Yeah,
no one
for sure.
David Onama on 4 days notice. I think as long as his striking improves and he has the same grappling, like, I don't think Cuamba's anything special. Like, this is realistically, this is a 29-28 win either way. I think that's how it probably goes.
Yeah, but it is a coin flip. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think the side is +150, not -130. But yeah,
I just rather leave the guy with more grappling.
I'm interested to know what he has to say, because Do I recall it correctly, Key, that you were liking Cuamba at first, maybe in the UFC when he made his debut, his striking and stuff like that?
Yeah, but he boned us last fight. I think he remembers that, right?
Oh yeah, no, you bet him last
Yeah,
fight. That's right. But I'm pretty sure Key liked him at some point. I don't know if I'm tripping, but
yeah. I thought Cuamba is clean. He just has a hard time putting it all together, in my opinion. I'm not sure if Dewey Cooper, and the Las Vegas group of guys that he's been with is the right guys for him. I'd like to see him put more emphasis on actually letting his hands go. I think that his speed could pop way more if he were to actually just set his feet and let him go. Lucas Almeida and Oki physically just were seemed to be too big for him. And Lucas Almeida, I think that was a trap line and recency bias with Lucas Almeida thinking that he was cooked after only
Yeah.
losing Sabatini and then Feely KOing him. I think that was a recency bias spot that I got trapped into. Like Kawamba is decent. I'm not overly impressed upon watch back. This isn't a fight that I want to be involved in. Romero is a fighter and will produce some fun moments while he's in the UFC, but he's not somebody that I rate technically at a high level. I do think that Cuamba's the more technical and faster guy, but is he the better fighter is the real question, and I'm not sure. So for me, it's a pass. At this price, I think it's Cuamba or pass. But prediction, I'll say Cuamba by decision, but I don't really feel any sort of way about this fight.
Peg on an island. You know what that means, guys. By the way, I forgot to do all the comments. We'll go back real quick. Finesse, thanks for joining us. Dixon, what's happening, brother? Champ, good seeing you at Miami, bro. Thanks for tapping in. Don't know what that is. Yo, everyone hit the like button. We appreciate that. Yeah, Dravy, the TV in the background. I don't know. I think it's his wall, bro. I don't know what's going on with Dravy's new setup. That's what we'll talk about this week at the end of the week. All donations, and everyone's got to sub to Dravy to help buy him a new setup.
my setup is brand new and costs probably like double yours. So,
dude, mine was free. So yeah, anything $1 is double mine. Timmy will wrestle. Timmy isn't Mitch. I mean, I hope nobody's like Mitch, bro. Mitch is the most boring.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. He's gassy and hittable. Like, he really is. I don't think he's that good. I think people are really betting him off that Onama first round. But, like, did you guys know he lost that first round against Onama because he got dropped on his ass in the first round? At the end of the first round? Like, at first, I remember him, like, kind of, almost winning against Onama. But that was not the case, by the way. Like, he ended up losing the first round. He had the big moments, but that's it.
Yeah, I agree. Lucas Almeida is huge for that weight class.
We'll see what I do, but it looked like the line is going up. We might see like plus 125, plus 130 Cuamba, and then I might click on it. So yeah, we'll see what I do.
All right, let's not spend too much time on this one. This one's pretty straightforward.
We already did.
Next fight is Jacqueline Amorim versus Viana. Jacqueline Amorim is 9-1. She's 29, 5'3", 68-inch reach. Viana, she is 13-7, 32, 5'5", with 67-inch reach. Odds on these two ladies, you can get Jacqueline Amorim at the cheap price of anywhere from minus 850 to minus 900. You get Viana anywhere from plus 600 to plus 400. Levels fight on the. I'm going to take this one first. Levels fight on the mat. Jiu-jitsu is way different. Viana is way too comfortable staying on the ground and trying to play jiu-jitsu off her back. She'll probably find herself subbed here. People are thinking round 1. I think round 2 is where it actually happens, though. But this is going to be literally look like one takedown's the round type of fight with Amorim. I think Viana could probably give a little bit of difficulty on the feet just because Amorim's hands aren't necessarily all there. I think on the feet, that's probably Viana's best chance. But like I said, one takedown is probably the round, and it could be the fight. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I think Viana is hit OnlyFans model and getting around with Poeton for a little bit and was trolling with ex-girlfriend t-shirts and weird stuff. She's an unserious fighter. Amorim, I don't believe is like elite. And I still want to see more of her on the feet and honestly, in any sequence that isn't her on top, because I do believe at this lower level she's going to continue to cook. Viana, Demopoulos, and I do think that win was a little weird due to a glove grab and Demopoulos being an idiot, but that's besides the point. But I played her round one sub against McKenna, gladly cashed that. And I think that she is like really elite on the mat, but I think that she leaves a lot to desire from a cardio and striking standpoint. I really want to see her pushed. But there's a slam spot. She'll dunk on Viana and move on.
Drav, anything different here?
Yeah, I parlay Amorim early on minus 350. It looked beautiful right now. It's just a smash spot, to be honest. I'm sub one. I think it's clear, but it really reminds me of the Barboza fight versus who's that chick called? Belbita, right? So it's like, yeah, it's obvious she's gonna submit her in the first round, but then we're starting to take shot on KO1, on KO prop, on shit like that, And I bet the under there, but it was Pick'em, so the under 2.5. So now it's like, do I want to bet the under 1.5 at Pick'em? Not really. But Amorim sub one, it's like plus 190, plus 200. But yeah, I think it's clear as fuck. But sometimes these plays are the best when you just, because sub one is minus 150, minus 175. She could sub her in the second round, like you said, but like she's so aggressive in the first round. And I mean, you guys remember, but a Sam huge fight, she had her in the first round. Sam needed to cheat to get off that choke, and Viana is just not gonna do that, and she's gonna engage in the grappling, and she can defend takedown. So I think she's gonna be fucked early. And you can say what you want about the Demopoulos submission and the McKenna submission, but both of these girls are not easy to sub.
She cheated. That's why she's up there.
She did cheat, but like what I mean is like both these girls are not easy to sub, and the result are submission wins on your resume. So Viana has been submitted before against way lesser grappler, and she can defend takedowns. Gonna play BJJ off her back, and good luck. So yeah, I think sub one makes sense. Let me see what's the price on like FanDuel or something, because they dropped the props today. Yeah, it's plus 2. Oh yeah, it got hit. It plus 185 on the Bet Rivers, plus 190 on Bet 365. I mean, I don't think it's bad. Like, I really don't. I think it's decent. I guess she could ground and pound or like get a submission in the second round, but yeah, I think she's gonna go out there, get a takedown early, get the back, and get rear naked choke or the armbar, and Viana's probably gonna get cut after that.
Yes, she is. And the OnlyFans career begins. That's just how it goes. All right. Next fight after this is going to be probably one of the best fights on the card, I think, personally. It is Cameron Saaiman versus Malcolm Wellmaker. Two great prospects coming up in the sport. One guy's 24, the other guy's 30. Cameron Saaiman, 9-2, on a 2-fight losing streak, 24 years old, 5'8", 6'7" reach. Malcolm Wellmaker, 8-0, 30 years old, 5'10", 71" reach. Odds these two gentlemen, last I checked, it was a pick-em. Still about the same. Saaiman's anywhere from minus 104 to minus 107, and then Wellmaker is minus 105 to 120. So it's pretty much straight pick 'em. Slight dog odds on Cameron Saaiman. I'll go first here just because my breakdown's pretty quick. I'm definitely on Saaiman here. If you guys watched Wager Wars last night, I kind of gave my breakdown there. I'll go through it again quickly. I think it's just going to come down to a moments versus volume fight and grappling fight. When it comes to volume and grappling, Cameron Saaiman's got the pretty large side here. Malcolm Wellmaker kind of fights, countering, looking for the big punches, trying to knock him out. Holds his hands low. Nothing too crazy about that. We're getting a buy low price on Saaiman because obviously he lost to C-Rod, who is the prospect killer. And we lost to Peyton Talbot, who probably one of the better strikers, but obviously no grappling. If you go look at recent photos of Cameron Saaiman, he's 24 years old. He's growing up. He's kind of grown into his frame. He's a lot bigger of a guy now. If you looked at him in the past, he looked super small for the weight class. I think now he's going to look a lot bigger. As long as he keeps the volume, keeps the pace, grapples a little bit, does everything like that, I think we watch him win a decision pretty handily here. I played him at minus 105 for 2 units. And, yeah, I think Cameron Saaiman's aside. I was on Wellmaker moneyline and KO for his Dana White Contender Series fight. I do think he has a bright future in the UFC, but I just think this is a guy that kind of has more strength, better strength schedule, and kind of wants it more at this rate. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I feel both of these are my guys. I remember plus 100 on Talbot against Saaiman, and that was a fun ass whooping to watch with the ticket on Talbot at that time. I think that Saaiman is good, but once you start to put his wins in the light, shit starts looking funny real fast. I mean, Terrence Mitchell is pound for pound one of the worst to ever do it in the UFC, and that is no exaggeration whatsoever. Mana Martinez, like, come on. Steven Kozlow, I don't even think that he's fought since. And then Bruce Lee's fucking third cousin or some shit, Joshua Wayne Kim. I swear that wasn't like a racist thing. That I believe he is like a relative of Bruce Lee. So I think this Saaiman is solid. It's good to see him growing into his frame at this weight class because he always has looked small, and the T-Rex arms does not help that. And Wellmaker's my guy, played minus 200, I believe, on Dana White Contender Series straight. And that was also because I believe this opponent was fraudulent, had a very much of a low-key padded record. And I think the Wellmaker is a really solid athlete. He finds shots well, good counter striker. I worry about his volume here. I think that is going to get him in trouble here, trying to just continuously look for a shot. Whereas he's not putting in and filling in the space to eventually find the shot and win minutes at the same time. Saimon's going to throw volume. I assume has definitely made some improvements on the strength and conditioning end. So I don't think that he's just physically outmatched here. Even though the Talbot fight was just, I mean, that looked like two different weight classes, but I do think that there's going to be improvements on that end. Wellmaker's just unproven to me, hasn't beat super high level competition. While I do think that he has a lot of potential and a lot of traits and tools, I think that Saaiman probably has the better process here. For me, I haven't gotten around to a Saaiman bet yet. But I can't say that I'm far off. And this number looks good to me. So it'll be interesting to see if I get down on this, but I definitely lean Saaiman here.
Trav, what do you got?
Yeah, I lean the same way. I think Saaiman is the side, but I'm not too passionate about it. I think you can make an argument on both sides, and both sides and convince me. I think Wellmaker is gonna win a ton of fight at UFC. I think the guy, he's a sniper, he's a sharpshooter. I like his footwork, I like his power. He knows what he's doing, right? Good takedown defense, very accurate. Again, big power in his hands, but that's his UFC debut, and that's a step up in competition. Let's just be honest about it. And not to hold that against him, but he's a guy that work a full-time job. He's in the construction. So shout out to him, because it's not easy to work full-time and then do the UFC thing. So like, big respect for that. But at the same time, it's not the same on the regional compared to the UFC level. It's just different. It's been proven multiple times. And we can say what we want about Saaiman and, the wins that he has and all that. But at the end of the day, he's been tested in that octagon. He's been there against good guys. He lost these fights, but he's young. And I think that he probably learned some shit about it. What happened since then? He took a year off, and then he built some muscle. He said that he needed the time off to grow and improve his skill sets. And, at his age, could we see improvements? I think it's possible. But, like, he's kind of, he took a big step up against like Talbot and C-Rod. And I think now he's taking a step down a little bit because Wellmaker is just not as proven so far. And the problem I have with Wellmaker is he doesn't throw a lot. Like he said, he's trying to find the perfect shot, which sometimes he does. But when the fight extends and go to decision, sometimes he can be in close fight against guys that are not that good. And Saaiman, what I like is I like his volume and I like his kicks. And what I've noticed with Wellmaker is, I said he's very sharp, but what I think could be exposed against him is the fact that when he leaves the pocket after a combination, he leaves his hands down, and then he's right there to get hit, like for at least 2-3 seconds. And a guy like Saaiman that threw a lot of combination and a lot of kicks, I think could put one or two more at the end of his combination and land on the target. I think that's going to be the key here, to land in combos for Saaiman. and use the kicks to land on Wellmaker. And personally, I don't think Wellmaker is going to knock him out. I do think it's going to go the distance, and we're going to see a moment versus minute type fight where I think Wellmaker is going to win the moment, having the big moment, maybe rocking Saaiman at some point. But I do think Saaiman's going to be the guy landing more, doing more, mixing up his kicks, mix him up, try to wrestle, try to grapple. If anyone has grappling upside, I think that's him. I think he's the more proven guy on the ground. He's going for submission before. He's training with guys like Duplessis. And clearly, I think the guy has skills all around. I think he's more well-rounded, and he's just more proven, to me at least. So, yeah, I mean, it's a prove me spot for Wellmaker, but I think it's a big price to pay. He was a favorite, but now the line's, getting close to pick him. But Saaiman's been there, done that, so maybe he's not on the C-Rod and Talbot level, but he's beat these other guys. Mana Martinez, not a bad win. Mana Martinez does have power, and he handled him. He did good in that fight. So I think he's going to look better than he did against, let's say, Mana Martinez here, because he's going to be improving fight to fight. And Wellmaker, I think he's very talented, but I think it's a very close fight at the end of the day. So I'm going to take the guy who's just more proven, who I think is going to do more, land more, and maybe mix 2-3 takedowns in a fight that I believe is going to be close while standing. So, and I don't think Wellmaker is going to knock him out. Like, I know people think that he's going to just do him like Talbot did, but I don't know, man. We're paying the same price on Wellmaker that we did with Talbot. I just don't agree with that. So we'll see what happens, but it's like one of my favorite fights on the entire card. But okay, you can tell us what's so funny.
For someone who is not so passionate about it, to give a 5-minute breakdown, it's crazy to me.
I'm passionate. I'm passionate about this fight.
You started off, you're like, I'm not so passionate about it, but here's what I'm thinking, and you went on. But no, I agree with you. We want it pretty much.
If I said that, I'm passionate about this one. It's like one of my favorite fights.
I think it's one of the best fights on the card. For sure. All right, let's do Thomas real quick. Wellmaker 115. Saaiman, I agree. Saaiman. James, thanks for joining us, bro. It's happening. Yeah, definitely. Saaiman cleans up here. Head to head with Parlay Madness. I didn't even realize Parlay Madness is tonight, but hey, shout out. Great show. You got to tune in probably tonight or tomorrow. I never really put that name together. Put that one together. That's funny. He's a lock. He wants Dravhy to say it. All right. Next fight, man. We're going to go into it. It's Damon Blackshear versus Atalang Heili. Damon Blackshear is 16-7-1. He's 30, 5'10", 72-inch reach. Alatang Heili is 17-9-2, 33, 5'5", 66-inch reach. Odds of these two gentlemen. Blackshear's anywhere from 500 to 550. Heili is anywhere from plus 390 to plus 380. Key, I'm going to have you go first here. I mean, this is a clear Blackshear spot. Probably wins by sub, right?
Yeah, I think Blackshear gets it done, but like I'm not ever rushing to play Blackshear if I'm being completely honest. Like, I think the dude is good, but just some of that, like it just feels like it's fuckery with him at times. The Gibson performance was not like Gibson was working him in some early on, and was really showing some improvements. And then Blackshear eventually finds his way, and Gibson made a lot of bad decisions in typical Cody Gibson fashion. So that's not too surprising, but I would have liked to see him truly just completely dominate from start to finish as that wide of a favorite. I think the guy's solid. This is a weird fight to cap, because Heili has a weird set of wins in the UFC and has been in the UFC for a good minute. And weirdly, whenever I think of Alatang Heili, I do not think a 5-2-1 record in the UFC. That definitely does not is what I think of him. But he's solid. He can wrestle. I'm not rushing to play Blackshear again. Minus 500. I think that's kind of crazy. Minus 500. I don't want to fight to even really look competitive, and I think that this looks somewhat competitive.
Dravy, what do you think of here?
It's not a fight I have much to say. I think Blackshear should win. Just the better fighter all around. Level of competition is not close, and I think he has all the finishing upside, and the level and the grappling here in the BJJ is massive. I'll just say that. I think Blackshear is gonna fuck him up on the ground, bro. Yeah, I don't think the fight's gonna be close. Maybe Aladdin can land a big right hand and do something, but yeah, I just don't think he's that good, to be honest. And Blackshear to me is a top 15 guy, so we'll see. But the level in the BJJ is insane.
Yeah, I agree. Levels game on the mat. Heili does not mix up MMA well. I think that's one of the most important things you see. Like if you go back and watch his fights, when he's striking really well, but he's not able to grapple. When he grapples, his striking numbers are super low, and he's not able to strike. He's one of those guys who just can't mix the martial arts, if you will. Against a guy in Blackshear who is striking's improved, got a long jab, he'll be okay there. When he gets to the mat, it's going to be over. And I think, if Heili wrestles, he'll get caught in a guillotine, or if he goes to the mat, it's pretty much over for him. He's been pretty good and pretty decent about not getting sub, but in this case, I think he's pretty outmatched here, and this is a clear Blackshear spot. I also used him as a parlay leg. Blackshear, it's interesting. For once, we don't have champs bets in here, dropping his take on it. It's weird to not see that. Next fight, we'll go right into it, is Chris Gutierrez versus John Castenada. Dude, what is this guy's topology picture, bro? Look at the goggles on Castenada. Chris Gutierrez, 21-5-2. He's 34, 5'9", 6'7" inch reach. John Castenada, 21-7, 33, 5'6", 71 inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Gutierrez anywhere from -150 to -140. You get Castenada anywhere from +134 to +120. I'll go first here. Castenada.
Peg, you should address the chat. The last comment. I think it's important.
I'm trying to figure out who this is. It's always that's how we do. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I love John Castenada at this spot. +135 is a gift. I didn't even see the line move that much. Chris Gutierrez is one of those guys who relies on doing, getting his kicking game going, being able to, step back and kind of get his flow state going. John Castenada is not going to let that happen. He's a D2 wrestler. He'll be able to wrestle. He'll be able to outstrike him. He'll set up his boxing, kind of move around a lot. I kind of like the pressure of Castenada as well. Like, these are all going to cause issues for Gutierrez. He probably gets the takedowns as well. Obviously, Chris Gutierrez gets his flow going, gets the leg kicks going, and kind of gets his game going. He looks -200, -250 against everyone. But if you prevent that, like I think Castenada will be able to break up that flow, he's a good bet. +130. I mean, it's like, our third time breaking down this fight. So it's been rescheduled 3 times. So, yeah, I'm just going to take Castenada +135. I like that bet. What are you thinking, Drav?
Is it really 135?
Yeah, it's +134 on Bet Online. Look at it right now. +134.
No, it's +120 on Bet Online.
Oh wow! It just got bet down. I was just staring at it. The best line was +134 on there.
Okay, because I mean, again, it's another fight like the which fight? Cuamba and Romero fight. This one's similar to me. I think it's gonna go the distance, and I think it's a pick and fight. You said you think John's gonna be able to like pressure him and outstrike him. I don't think so personally. I think he's gonna have a lot of issues with the kicks. If you watch the Wood fight and the Marcos fight, he did struggle a lot at distance, with the kicks. He doesn't really check leg kicks, so I think it's gonna be an issue for him. Gutierrez in the big cage with his leg kicks and his footwork is very hard to deal with. But I think Castenada has some grappling upside. He could potentially land a takedown or two, but it's not going to be easy to land takedowns here. And on the feet, I think he has the better hands. But I think the difference in the kicks and the fact that it's going to affect his movement could be a problem. But I think GTD is chalky, but I think it's kind of safe. I don't really. Maybe a leg kick TKO from Chris, but I don't really see that happening. So, at first, when they first booked that one, I kind of leaned John, but the more I think about it, the fact that it is at 145 now, the fact that he did pull out the last time out, and now, they put this fight together again, I'm gonna pick Chris, but like I don't think there's value. Like I think 50 to 55% Gutierrez makes sense, but yeah, now it's like minus 140. So yeah, I can get there. But yeah, I think GTD is fine, even though it's super chalky. Over 2.5, all that. I think it's good for parlay if you're looking for a good parlay piece. I think it's one of them.
Key, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is a garbage fight. We've broke this down 3 times. I think everybody sort of knows the deal here. I think Castenada plus 120 is the side. Gutierrez is, I mean, if you aren't visibly like hurt off the leg kicks, things get very thin very quickly for Gutierrez. And it's a matter of like sometimes judges are like not rewarding what I would describe as like pussy fighting and just kicking and the factory X angles of leg kicks and dance around. So for me, it's a pass fight. Castenada or pass.
All right, guys. I guess so. Castenada pass. I think I like Castenada straight up. I might find myself on a bet there. Next fight. Wait, I gotta do comments, dude. Me and these fucking comments. Glimbot, John sub 2, 22-1, sub 3, 33-1. I don't know if he finds a sub. That's a little bit of a stretch, and it's a stretch for a reason.
If he does, that's gonna be late though. So
yeah, we'll leave this up here for a little bit. Everyone can admire what's going on here. Sometimes you just got to recognize greatness, you know. It's just one of those things. Next fight. Gage Young versus Evan Elder. This is a quick remake fight. Obviously, Elder was a fight child molester, whatever the fuck he was, and now he's out. He's in jail. Evan Elder 9-2. He's 28, 5'10", 71-inch reach. Gage Young is 9-2, 24, 5'9", 70-inch reach. G Money or Gage Young is from Kansas City. It's a hometown fight for him. Odds these two gentlemen. Elder's anywhere from minus 205 to minus 215. Gage Young is anywhere from plus 175 to plus 160. Drav, I'm going to have you go first. I feel like you like this fight. I'll just let everyone know that Gage Young is spread of the week, plus 3.5, minus 150. I haven't done my tweet yet. I've been slacking. I didn't do my videos. I slacked this week. I was busy. But yeah, I'm on Gage Young plus 3.5 so far. I don't mind the money line. What do you think, Drav?
For your spread of the week, do you still recommend it to the people watching now? It's minus 165 on Bet Online. Do you still give it up?
Yeah, 15 cents. I don't care. I'll take it.
All right, maybe you can check on DraftKings what it is. I'm going to break it down, but
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I do like this fight quite a bit, and you know, we just talked about 2 fights that I said should be pick 'em, and they are pick 'em or close to it, but this one is not. I think should be. I think people need to put some respect on Gage Young, and they might do after Saturday night. And I'm saying that because I've bet him pretty big when I bet my guy Quinlan Salkid against him. And you guys know how high I am on Salkid. I think he's going to be a top 15 guy. I think the pace that he pushed, the grappling that he has is phenomenal. And the fact that he shoot 20 takedowns in that fight, and, you know, was pushing the pace late. And, you know, Gage Young almost knocked him out at some point. Like, he hit him with some clean shots. And Salkid is a dog. He's very durable. And he has elite cardio, elite pace. And I think if Elder and Salkid fight tomorrow, I think Salkid is going to beat him. So now if we look into the level of competition and all that, you know, Elder is another spot like we talk about Saaiman, right? So, like, if you look Elder, you look his losses are great in a sense, right? But you look to his wins are not great, you know? And then, you know, Flowers gassed out after 3 minutes, and then Valdez, I don't care. I think he's a bum, you know, and Valdez dropped him that fight. Like, Elder looked good, but like he got dropped. So, and people are again putting too much stock against with the Nazim Sadikov fight. I feel like they're saying, yo, you know, he was up 2-0, he was doing great and all that. He dropped Nazim. Yeah, I get all that, but at the end of the day, he lost. He got cut, and he got hurt in that fight as well. My point is that this fight, I think they are both very similar in terms of skills. I think they're both good fighter. They're both good striker, but in one aspect, you have Gage Young, who I think hit harder, and I think more likely to finish the fight. This guy has nasty power, guys. I'm telling you, like he put guys out cold on the regional, and you guys know the sentence when you hit it, when you what does Jeremy Steven used to say? Like when I hit this guy, when I knock these guys out, they don't fucking move, something like that. Like that's Gage Young, man. That's really Gage Young, man. I mean, when you knock these guys out, they're not looking good on the ground. Let me just say that. And Elder, to me, I think he's the better like BJJ guy. But in terms of wrestling, I think Gage Young is not gonna give him easy takedown here. And I mean, Salkid again got a couple takedowns, but he couldn't do anything with it. Gage Young was getting back up. He didn't let him do any shit with it. And I think Salkid ground game is way better than Elder personally. And also Salkid is much, much bigger. And Gage Young slowed down in that fight in round 3. But again, the pace was insane. The pace was crazy. So now I understand that he's taking this fight on short notice and making his debut. But first of all, he was scheduled to fight next week. He had a fight already booked. And if you listen to one of his interviews, he said that after the Dana White Contender Series fight, the UFC told him that to stay ready to go get another fight before the end of the year, and that he will get his shot on short notice, and just to stay ready because he's gonna get a call soon. So what he did is he did another fight after the Dana White Contender Series. They wanted him to fight before 2024 end, so that's exactly what he did. And then he got a KO, right? And then he was kind of on the sideline for 2-3 months. He decided to just accept another fight because he's just confident in himself, which is fine. And then the UFC call and he said, "Let's go, I'm ready." So that's a guy who know the UFC is gonna call sooner than later. So I'm sure he was training. He was staying ready, and making your debut in your hometown is just a plus. He doesn't have to travel and all that shit. And the way I see this fight, skill-wise, again, I think they're very similar. And I just think Young hit harder and more likely to finish. So I just don't get this line. I mean, I get that Elder's more proven, fought better guys. But again, look at his wins. Like, if you look at his losses, they are great. But I don't know, man. I just think it's a very close fight. And I think that people are going to be surprised because I think Gage Young is good. I think he's UFC level. And I think he's going to win a couple fights in the UFC. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to pick him to get this upset in his hometown.
All right. Take a look here. Elder decision.
You can go if you want because Peg forget you.
Yeah, I see Peg not giving me no love tonight. But I think
what do you mean? Did I skip you once already or no?
Yeah, fuck you. Anyways, I think that Young probably has some value on this line. But I do think the Elder's solid and a really well trained guy. I think the Sadikov fight was a really solid look. And being up in that fight and to win minutes against a guy Sadikov, who I think is proven to be a guy who's just very, very competitive and well put together as a fighter. Gage Young level of competition within his wins isn't high whatsoever. He's obviously a hometown boy here. Fought all of his pro fights in the Fighting Alliance, which used to be with James Krause and all of those guys. So I would have liked to see him in an LFA and fighting against other guys from around the world, but he's been fed his whole career, and he's done what he's supposed to do, and so. He's handled business accordingly. I think that the Salkud fight was a really good look for him. But I do think the Elder gets it done here. I haven't bet Gage Young. I understand it. But I think the Elder's a better fighter here, more put together, physically stronger. He'll look bigger in the octagon. I'm not betting Elder, but I will pick Elder here.
All right. Way to be against the grain here, Key. Comments. Bet engaged. Drav got it. Drav said he tipped whatever. Thinks it's a pick 'em fight.
Yeah, it's like one of the fight I like the most on the card. Yeah, I really think they're gonna go at it, and I just think it's either gonna be like a 29-28 war, a very close fight, but I think Young could put his lights out. So yeah, I like the upside at the line. I think it's big value.
All right, next fight. I agree. I think that's why I like the spread even more. Next fight, Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. By the way, that spread for Gage Young is -150 on DraftKings. Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. Matt Schnell is 16-9. Jimmy Flick is 17-8. They're both 5'8", 5'7", 70-inch reach, 68-inch reach, 35 and 34. I mean, this is a loser leaves town matchup. Like, they don't make shit uglier than this. This is nasty work, as Key would say. Gentleman, Flick has gotten so much chalk thrown at him, or juice, or whatever you want to call it, thrown at him now that he's +140, and Matt Schnell is -170. Key, I'll have you go first here. I mean, this is basically a low-level women's fight. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Jimmy Flick is.
Do you think Peg could put down Matt Schnell with the stride hand on the fight?
Yes,
or
yes.
Even Jimmy Flick, could he knock that Jimmy?
Yes. I line Peg -150 against Jimmy Flick. I think that this is like top. Matt Schnell is like high key, like pretty solid as an actual mixed martial artist. The durability is laughable. And it's sad because, I mean, skill for skill, I mean, he's deserved and is shown to be a top 15-ish guy. Jimmy Flick is one of the worst to ever do it in the UFC. Fuck Malcolm Gordon. I believe I haven't looked back in my bet MMA, but I believe I did have a bet on Malcolm Gordon just because I wanted to fade Jimmy Flick at all costs at this level. In this fight, sadly, though, Matt Schnell is, I mean, double tap king. I mean, you can make a highlight reel out of the double taps. I mean, just really innovative shit. And then on top of having one of the worst chins of all time, I just don't know what to think here. He retired and then gets one more. The UFC trying to throw him a layup to go out on. But what is a layup for Matt Schnell? I mean, if the person has a pulse, is it really a layup? Because they can hit back. And Matt Schnell, we know, just can't take anything. I do think that Matt Schnell will piece him up on the feet, but Matt Schnell, this feels like a dumbass fight. Jimmy Flick isn't good. Only has really one path here. For me, it's a pass. I can't lie. I want to play Matt Schnell. -170 is not happening though. I'm not paying -170 to see that chin for any reason. But if it were to go down, I can't lie. I'm gonna get tempted. But we'll see if I fight the urge if it goes back down. But Matt Schnell is the pick. Jimmy Flick is shit.
Yeah, I'll go next. I think this is a clear match now, spot, bro. We're talking about a top 5 flyweight at one point versus a guy in Jimmy Flick who's sub or bust. I think there's a lot of.
I don't think he was a top 5, bro. I mean, he was fighting in the top 10 and shit like that.
Yeah, top 10 is fair. Top 5.
When he fought Nicolau, what rank was he when he fought Nicolau, and when he fought Pantoja?
I don't think he was top 5. He was maybe like
the Pantoja fight. He probably was around
like
top
6.
8, maybe.
Yeah,
but the Nicolau fight, I don't believe he was.
Either way, we'll go back. I'll just give my same breakdown I gave last night on the other show. Real quick, we're talking about Matt Schnell. The type of guys he's losing to, right? Cody Durden, got him in a front choke. No shame there. Steve Erceg, Nicolau, Royval, Bontarin, Pantoja. Like, you see all these names there. Like cream of the crop guys at this weight class. Now he's getting Jimmy Flick and he's only -170. I kind of love it. It's questioning my manhood to figure out if I got the fucking balls to bet it. I'm not quite sure I do. I almost put him and Edwards in a parlay just to make a nasty work parlay. See that cash, test my luck. But yeah, I'm on match now here. This is an easy fight for him. I think he makes it look easy too. What do you think, Dravhy?
Yo, you see, he was number 9 versus Pantoja. But like I just watched the end of the video because I already watched this one, so it was at the end, and he just got put down bad. He goes down like a it's just crazy to watch his tapes and how bad he get knocked out, and
Oh yeah, his chin's gone, and then the double tap is as ugly as it's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I have mixed thoughts about this one. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, bro, because Match should win, but like his takedown defense is not very good, and if Flick get on top somehow or get into his grappling transition, Flick is not great, but like what he's good at is BJJ. He's good at finishing submissions. So I don't know, man. I think Flick is sub or bust, though. I don't think he wins outside of a submission, but Machina could knock him out. But then you look, he has like 2 KOs, and he has no KO in the UFC. So is Machina going to submit Flick? I don't think so. So he's going to piece him up on the feet, but I kind of think the fight's going to go to the ground at some point. So he's going to need to stay safe. So yeah, bro, I don't really know. I mean, Pepe made a point in the chat. The over 1.5, it's plus 100 now. I think it's decent. It's a flyweight fight at the end of the day, and I don't think Flick's gonna knock him out. I don't really think Machinel's gonna knock him out in the first round. And then it's Machinel, I don't think, submit him. So we're kind of counting on a Flick sub or maybe a Machinel KO 2-3. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just a weird fucking fight, bro. I think the GTD is called, I don't know what GTD, but it's probably like a big price. I do think at some point someone's gonna get finished, someone's gonna do a mistake, but maybe over 1.5 though. I guess if anything, I would bet that, because yeah, it's a flyweight fight at the end of the day, and you have 2 guys that are very chinny, and one of them has no power, and the other one has power, but like he has 2 KOs in his entire career. So I don't know, man.
Matt hasn't knocked anyone out in a while either, to be honest with you.
I mean, he hasn't knocked out nobody in the UFC. I know if you look into the people he's been fighting, they're like you said, good points. Like they're a good fighter, good competition, but I don't know. I think Flick could submit him. So I kind of think Flick is more likely to submit him, but Machinel could just piece him up bad. So I don't know, bro. I think Match is gonna win this, but I don't have a good read on it, as you can see. So I'm gonna just pass on it.
All right, guys, we're moving on to the first fight of our main event. Do me a solid like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is all we ask you to do. We make you guys money every week. Most profitable podcast in 2024. Doing it again in 2025. All we ask is for a subscribe. Is it that hard to do? It's free knowledge every week. Just a click of a button. Just do it. All right. First fight of the main card. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. This is a second or third rebook of this fight. They're really just trying to kill this guy Muniz with Ikram. It's a squash match. Ikram 15-2, 32, 6 feet tall, 76-inch reach. Muniz 24-6, 35, 6'1", 78-inch reach. Odds on these 2 gentlemen, you can get Ikram anywhere from -450 to plus or -500. You can get Muniz anywhere from +350 to +320. That -450 line is great to parlay if you guys want to parlay it. Yeah, squash match, like I said. Go ahead, Muniz, a day to pull guard. I think Ikram will go right in, ground and pound. I think he'll knock him out on the feet if he wants to. He can do anything he wants in this fight. It's just a clear Ikram spot, I think. I don't think it's even close. Probably good till -750. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I've always thought that this Ikram run has been a little funny. Kind of mad at myself, and I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight that I didn't take the easy money against Robert Whitaker. But they've been trying to get Ikram this matchup for a long time now. And Muniz has managed to weasel out of it, I believe, twice already.
Yeah.
I think the Ikram striking is a little overrated at the UFC level just due to some funny exchanges. And people all of a sudden are like thinking that he's actually a real solid striker. I think that here, for me, I think that it's pretty clear that he's going to get it done. Muniz is a quitter and pretty much a one-trick pony, in my opinion. I think that Ikram is going to be just fine. I think he finishes round 2, round 3. I could see it on the feed. I could see ground and pound. I think the Ikram is the easy side here.
Rob? Yeah.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
I was on mute, but I don't have much to say here. I think Ikram should be fine, but I think the over 1.5 could be decent. Just I don't think he's gonna knock him out in the first round. I think it's gonna be like round 2 or round 3 that he does it. So maybe you just go KO 2-3 Ikram, or just you play the over 1.5. Muniz could submit him, I guess, but I don't see that happening. So yeah, I think the fight could go late. So that's maybe a hot take, but the over 1.5 is favorite, and I think you can get like minus 125 on it. Decent look, if you ask me. I think that's the way to go. But yeah, I think over 1.5.
About that, I'm on the under. Forgot about that. I'm also on the under. I'm also on Ikram money line because I think those kind of easy 2 ways to win. Yes, Pepe 45K to win 10K on Ikram is definitely safe. Buy yourself a Civic or something, or whatever you can get with that at this point. The tariffs are crazy. Ikram under 1.5. I like that bet. I think he's gonna buzzsaw right through him. Should be pretty quick.
Just have something weird about this fight. I don't know what it is. Because if Muniz pulls hard and just him in his guard, bro, that shit might go the distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna send my fist through my TV when that happens.
Now this fight, though.
This fight, Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. Randy Brown, 19-6, 34, 6'3", 78-inch reach. Nicholas Dalby, 23, 5-1, 40 years old, 5'11", 74-inch reach. Odds these two gentlemen, Randy Brown's anywhere from minus 250 to minus 270. Dalby's anywhere from plus 230 to plus 210. Drav, you're excited about this. I'm going to let you go first. I mean, this is a clear win spot for Brown here, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the prop of the week on that on this show tonight, guys. So, put your pen. Yeah, I was about to say put your pens down. So yeah, write it down. Write it down. After that, go to your bookie and bet it, and put the house. Randy Brown's gonna knock him out in the first round. That's what it is, right? So don't be greedy. You can bet the ITD for Brown, and then you can bet the KO1. Do what you want about it, but like I'm telling you, he's gonna knock him out in the first round. That's what I think is gonna happen. Not only I think his value, but I think that's what's gonna happen. And my read is that every time Dalby's been put down in the UFC, like you go back back in the days, Darren Till, all these fights, every time it is in the first round, right? So every time you get hurt, it's the first round. Even Renat hurt him in the first round. He kind of dropped him. It didn't count as a knockdown, but he hurt him in the first round. So now Dalby is 40 years old, and I get that he's still recovered pretty well. He's durable. He's not easy to finish, but if you put this matchup and you look into the dynamic of how it's going to play out, it's in the big cage, and Dalby, to have any success, going to need to close the distance and get in the clinch, And early on, Randy Brown is sharp as fuck. That's key, boy. I'm going to convince you to bet that prop. I don't care. That's your boy. And you want to be there when you get that knockout, bro, because I think he's going to go crazy like he did against Muslim Salikov, because Muslim Salikov was also older, and he was someone that could get hurt but didn't get put down in a long time. Actually, Lee put him out, but I think it was before. But yeah, anyway, my read is that Dalby's going to need to close the distance early on. And early on, Randy Brown is sharp as fuck. And in the big cage, he knows his distance, and he control it very well. And the way he land down the pipe, I think Dalby's going to get caught with something like that when you're trying to rush him. Either a hook, maybe a knee, because Randy Brown does hurt guys early. Even ZDS, you heard him with like a flying knee or something early on. And then I know he has a couple of submissions, but he could get a club and sub and get a submission also. That's why I'm saying you can go ITD and then KO1. But basically my read is, if this fight finish, which I think it will, it's going to be early, and it's going to be Brown finishing him, because again, Dalby get hurt. Dalby gets sloppy Dalby needs to be sloppy to get his game going, to go in the clinch, to make the fight dirty and implement his game plan. But against Brown, the time that what he has to do to get in the clinch and implement his game, he's gonna walk into something. I think he's gonna get hurt. He's gonna get put down, and then maybe he recover like he does normally, and he doesn't get knocked out. But at 40 years old, the chances of you getting knocked out are way higher than it was 2 or 3 years ago. So he's gonna get put down eventually, and against a guy who's taller, longer, and a sharp striker like that early on. And Randy Brown also like his mindset coming into this fight. You really want to impress. You really want to have a finish. He knows the implication of that fight for him. You can't lose that fight, basically. So, yeah, and I think Dalby has been running very hot recently, and people are liking him as a dog. But if you look into the historically, I mean, Randy Brown does well as a favorite. He doesn't as an underdog. Normally, the market is sharp to put a price tag under his name, and he's a favorite here. I'm not sure about the money line, just because if the fight go the distance, I think Dalby's gonna do great in the third round. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna go to the third round, because I think he's gonna get finished prior to that. So yeah, to me it's Brown KO. But yeah, Brown KO won. The price got kind of smashed, but like I think the current price you can get is still pretty good, and ITD is also good. So yeah, my outtake of the week is that he's gonna knock him on the first round. So yeah, normally I don't give these props out for free, but yeah, I think that's like one of the best spot on the entire card. Bet Brown KO1, bet Brown ITD, and thanks me later.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm also on Randy Brown ITD plus 250. I think that, like you said, we've seen Dalby hurt multiple times in the past few fights. He always gets hurt early. I think Randy Brown knocks him out here. He's 40 years old. He can't be the upset guy with the great chin who lasts and crashes everyone forever. I think Father Time's undefeated, and I think Randy Brown's the striker to probably find a knockout. He could also find a sub, honestly. His top man chokes, front chokes aren't bad.
Okay, so sorry. Bet Rivers, Brown KO1, 14-1. Go bet that now. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, I like ITD. I think the sub is possible as well. I wouldn't rule that out. But what do you think, Key?
Yeah, it is. So that's why I'm saying bet both. Bet ITD as well. But bet the KO1. It's a must.
Okay. You know what? I'll do it too. I'll put a quarter of a unit on it for vibes. Write that down. What do you think?
Did you bet it already?
He's asking you.
No, you. Did you bet it already? Because I want you to bet it. I want you to be there.
No. I haven't bet it yet.
This is your boy. Randy Brown's your boy.
Yeah, Randy Brown's my boy. I bet him at plus 198 against Ryan Battle out last time out. Thought that he won that fight. Fuck the judges. Dalby's weird to me. He does a whole lot of nothing while doing a whole lot at the same time. It's really weird. But this is a weird matchup for him. He's getting a guy that's not a gassy wrestler for the first time in a long time. It'll be interesting to see if Brown wants to sit down on his shots early. But Brown at times, I don't know if it's focus. I'm not sure what it is, but he'll just randomly underperform, in my opinion. This is a weird fight. I don't think that Dalby isn't as slow, and although Salikov has recovered fine and looked decent against Ponzi and KOing Song Kanan, but Muslim Salikov is infinitely slower than Dalby, in my opinion. I think that Brown has upside to knock him out here. We've seen him be slick off the back before. Plus 250. I mean, I don't know how many times out of 10 I really think that Brown finishes the fight here. So this is a weird fight. I might get around to it. This is my guy, but I'm not sure.
You have to do it, bro. You have to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. You have to do it. This was crazy. Pause.
Yeah, that's crazy. He can't do our edits anymore. This is that can't be defended. That's
crazy work.
Yeah, Pepe, I agree. Just skilled and talented as hell, but just never put it together whenever it mattered.
I like it too, honestly.
Yeah, because let's just put it that way. Brown is a top 10 guy. Like he's a top 10, top 15 guy skill wise. It's just that he underperforms in some fights, and sometimes he can be chinny. So that's his problem. But like skill wise, he's very, very good on the feet, especially in the big cage. That's like perfect for his style. Peg, are you counting the units you're gonna profit already?
Yeah, I'm looking into it right now. And when Randy Brown wins in round 1, who knows? We're gonna pop. We're gonna go off. Ronaldo Loki beat him. This is true.
I mean, it was very close. But yeah, I thought Brown won that fight, but at the same time, I mean, I think he won his last fight too, which was very close. So like, I don't know. I get what Pepe is saying though. But that's why I'm not laying the money line, because if it go the distance, I think it's going to be like a 29-28 close fight. But I think he has all the upside to finish the fight. So.
All right, next fight: Michel Periera versus Abus Magomedov. Michel Periera, flippy. He's 31-12. He is 31, 6'1", 73-inch reach. It's crazy how old he looks for 31. Abus Magomedov is 27, 6-1. He's 34, 6'2", 78-inch reach. Odds of these two gentlemen: Periera is anywhere from -139 to -142. Abus Magomedov is anywhere from -1 or +110 to +120. I'll go first on this one. My biggest bet of the week is on Michel Periera -155. Obviously, I'm still okay with -135. What I don't understand here is like people are so worried about the gas tank. Both these guys have gas tank issues, and there's a difference is who has, I guess, better attrition, or like who would quit? Like if they're tired, who's going to win the fight when tired? And the answer is Michel Periera. Michel Periera, if they get tired, is going to win, because Abus, you show him the door, he will take it. But I don't think we even have to worry about cardio and things like that, just because when you look at this fight, Abus constantly gets hurt, and Michel Periera is going to hurt him and put it on him early. I think the athleticism and explosiveness of Michel Periera is going to do that. Everyone's going to talk about, and I'm sure Drav's going to talk about it too, is the wrestling upside of Abus. We got a guy like Fluffy Hernandez, who went 1-7 in the first round against Michel Periera. When he got him down in the second round, Michel Periera got back up. And that's a guy who's a better wrestler with insane pace, insane cardio, and Michel Periera was able to defend all those takedowns. Abus isn't that good of a grappler. It's just not. I just think that Michel Periera, he could front choke him if he wants. He could knock him out on the feet if he wants. But I think we get a nice highlight reel knockout from Periera against Abus. Or late in the fight, Abus takes the door and quits. Like, I think this is how it goes. Also, Michel Periera is fighting for not only his job but his marriage. So a little fun fact there. So yeah, Key, what do you think?
I'm not sure where the whole job and marriage comment.
You didn't see the post he put up on Instagram?
No, what did he say?
I don't know. Some girl accused him of cheating on his wife or something like that, and then they were talking about a divorce or something, and then now they're not because it's not true or something like this. I don't know.
Go. Yeah, I played Abus versus Bruno Ferreira. Abus is fine, but his reaction to getting hit is like the worst in the world. I mean, like the body language is absolutely awful every time he gets touched with anything. Great hammer, horrible nail. Michel is the same thing, but Michel's last fight, I mean, everybody is going to get it's going to get fluffied. I mean, you just get paced to hell. He stuck around, then didn't quit on himself. I mean, round 5, yeah, but I mean, he stuck around for a while. I don't know how to feel, because at 185 we just haven't seen it. Like, we just haven't seen him do much of anything besides like early mean finishes. So it's hard to know what he really looks like here. And then the times where he's going against where he is going the distance is against guys that are insanely smaller than Abus. And Abus is massive for 185. I don't know how to feel here. For me, it's a pass. I want to be in on the Michel side. because I do think he has the better hardware and it isn't as much of a quitter as Abus is. But I'm probably gonna pass here, but it's Michelle or pass.
Yeah, lock in with us, Key. As you always say, lock in with us. Let's get this money. Come on. Drav, are you locking in with us?
To be honest, it's a fight where I just don't know what is gonna happen. I don't know. I wanted to bet Periera. I thought the line might go to pick him because he was like minus 130 at some point. Then I might be interested, but yeah, the current line, I think the price is fine. I think Periera should be a favorite based on level of competition and durability. And yeah, I think Abus could potentially take him down, but I don't think he's gonna just fuck him on the ground like Fluffy did, So, and yeah, I mean, Periera I think has upside early to finish the fight, but if the fight goes into the round 2, round 3, I just think it's gonna turn to a mess. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I don't want to give out a breakdown that I'm not confident in, but I think Periera should win. But like, I think Abus could also win because he's gonna match his size. Something that Fluffy didn't do, by the way. I think Abus gonna match his size, and I think that he could potentially land a takedown or two when it matter. And on the feet, he's pretty good. He's a good striker. I just think that Periera is more durable and more likely to finish. So because of that, I think he's the side. But it's just a weird fight to cap, at least for me. So Periera for the win, but no bet.
All right. Next fight is it's Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. Giga is 15-4. He's 30.
Kiki, did you
say the name again, bro?
Chikadze.
Holy fuck!
It's been a long time, bro. You were due, back.
What? What's wrong with that?
Say it again.
Chikadze. I mean,
just
dude.
Stop now.
I mean, I don't even.
We're not saying it, Q. We're not saying it. We're gonna let him say it again.
I mean, listen, I'm not worried about
you put your webcam back on, and then I saw your eyes. I was like,
yeah, I had to. That was crazy. Like, I'm eating without. That was insane.
He's irrelevant, and he won't be here soon enough, and we won't have to worry about it anymore. That's what I'm counting on. Doesn't impress me at all. David Onama is going to do his job and take him out. Let's just go right into it, honestly. Onama minus 170, Giga Chikadze, or however you guys want to pronounce it, plus 45. Yeah, David Onama is going to win this fight, probably by sub, if I were to guess. Going to have massive wrestling upside here. Giga, although like he hasn't looked at, I guess he's looked like he's fixed his grappling. No one's really tested it against like a true grappler or anyone with any real grappling upside. Onama can out grapple him. He can also win minutes on the feet to work in that grappling. I don't think like everyone thinks like Giga is the best kickboxer in the world. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He's got his Giga kick, but like realistically, Onama's not gonna have a hard time keeping it competitive. And when he mixes in the wrestling, he will beat them. So beat him. So yeah, I think minus 170 is a great price. I parlayed him with Ikram. I think it's minus 107. So yeah, I think David Onama wins this fight. Late sub as possible. What do you think, Key?
Yeah.
Chikadze?
Holy fuck. Let's just stop while we're ahead.
We're gonna call it the Chikadze kick now. The Chikadze.
Yeah.
Yeah, your kicks are shit.
How you say it, Chikadze?
He even gave a Chikadze at one time. Like, this shit is awful. Yeah, I think that Onama wins here off of youth, athleticism, and physicality. I don't think that Giga is the same guy. I think that the Cater performance took his soul. I mean, that was an ass whooping of a lifetime and beautiful performance to watch back from Cater. But for me, it's a pass. Giga is overall been inactive for these past few years. I believe this is a camp switch for him, correct? He's not at Kings with
Chikadze.
See, now we're doing better, Peg.
Yeah, I did a video. Chikadze.
But I believe Giga moved camps, and
he did.
Yeah, so that's not a bad look for him, but I think Onama's solid. He's settling into his career. I don't think that the Romero fight was an awful look. I left a little bit to be desired, but not an awful look. And so I think that here, Onama, round two, round three, I think he wins. But if he wants to sit back and be patient and allow Giga to just kick at range, that's a recipe for a L. But I think if Onama closes the distance, forces I'm not saying that he's going to have amazing grappling success, but forcing grappling exchanges and physicality and wearing on Giga over time, I think pays dividends. Round two, round three, I can see him winning those at a pretty decent clip. So as long as he just doesn't like choose to distance kickbox for 15 minutes, I think Onama probably finds a way to get this done. I'm not betting on a damn near 37-year-old at featherweight to just look clean again after having his soul taken, and honestly just has not looked amazing since.
Drav, how do you think he does it?
It's a good fight. I actually like the Onama side that you guys do, but I think it's going to be a violent one, like most Onama fights. Like Onama, all of his fights are violent and fun. And here, the problem I have with Onama to back him at this price on the money line is the fact that he get hurt. In some of these fights, he get hurt, and Giga can hurt you at distance. He's nasty with his kicks, like you guys said. So he could hurt him. I could see that happen. And then Onama could also hurt him. I know Giga is pretty durable, but like Onama hit like a truck. So, and Giga is 36 and took a shit ton of damage. So he's not going to be as durable. And you guys mentioned it, but like in round 3 or as the fight extends, especially when he's getting grappled, he's slowing down. Like the Emmers fight was not a good look for him, even though he won it. But like Emmers he started to wrestle in round 2 and 3. So I just think Onama, if he does that here, if he started to grapple, if you look, Giga, not many people are trying to submit him in the UFC. I think he has like no submission attempt against him. If Onama do the right game plan, implement the grappling, get on top, and get him tired, I think he could potentially find a submission. So, yeah, Giga, nobody trying to submit him, but if Onama get on top and trying to submit him, you just look at both of these pictures on Topology. Who looks stronger? To me, it's Onama. So if Onama get on top of him and trying to choke him out, not sure what Giga's gonna do about it. So yeah, I posted like a lotto parlay on my on my Twitter, and basically Onama sub is in it. I think it's decent. I think he might. I think he might find a finish later in this fight. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Giga find a KO, but Onama could also knock him out. I do think it's a violent fight, but a fun one at that. And I think Onama's gonna get it done.
All right, Giga Chikadze, bomb. That's what we'll call it.
You're gonna be ready for the next podcast if you win it.
Never. No, I hope I'll never have to repeat that name again after this week. What's happened, Ricky? Good question, Pepe. I don't know. I do.
No, Peg slacks tape.
Nah, I do tape in silence, bro. You don't.
Yeah, fucking right. He does not watch
commentary's garbage,
silence.
bro. You gotta watch it without the commentary, or it skews your view. I want my own takes, my own.
Yeah. That's not true.
That's the 2025 Peg.
Peg is looking for anybody's commentary that he can get. He wants everybody's opinion on the fight. Fuck out of here.
All right, let's talk about let's move away from the hatred. Everyone's jealous because they're the most profitable this year. No, who would have thought that?
That's not even true.
Who would have thought that? I don't know. These guys are
this guy's in peak form. He gets a woman in his life in his bed, and he's in peak form now. This is insane.
Next fight. All right, let's just get this over with here. We got Mingyang Zhang, the Chinaman, versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is 37-21. He's 36, 6'4", the 76-inch reach. Mingyang Zhang is 18-6. He's 26, 6'2", 75-inch reach. Odds of these two gentlemen. You can get Anthony Smith anywhere from plus 325 to plus 350. You can get Actually, getting a plus 400 on BetMGM. And then you can get Mingyang Zhang minus 425 to minus 500. You know what? I'm going to start with this. I'm on Anthony Smith money line plus 370. Here we are again, getting Anthony Smith at a big plus odds. And you know what? If he makes it outside of round one, Zhang's going to lose this fight. Anthony Smith's probably going to find the sub, considering Zhang's a white belt on the mat. Yeah, Anthony Smith just survived round one. We haven't seen him finish in the first round in a while. He does that, makes Mingyang Zhang sweat it out later in the fight, buries him. It's you want to be there for it. You want to have the ticket there. You want to be there for it. It's going to be the last time you're going to cash Anthony Smith at big dog odds, and it's just going to be one of those things that has to happen. So, yeah, Anthony Smith, huge grappling upside, huge strength of schedule upside. This guy, Zhang, is just KO or bust. I mean, how does he cover his price tag of minus 500 if he doesn't knock him out in the first round? You guys let me know. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Anthony Smith needs intense therapy and not to be fighting. This is just, I mean, it's sad the shit that he's been through on personal end. Best friend and coach Scott Morton passing away. And the Dominic Reyes fight was just sad to watch, honestly, uncomfortable. I Mingyang Zhang, I don't think he's like this world beater, and I find it honestly kind of funny that the UFC like knows that they're giving Anthony Smith his retirement fight, and like, I mean, this guy's done like desk analyst shit for them. I mean, like a company guy, and to just like try to pretty much have him killed is like insane scenes. We're giving Matt Schnell fucking Jimmy Flick for his retirement fight, but we're giving Anthony Smith, a former title challenger, a young killer for his retirement fight. Like it just, I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did to Dana, what he did to Hunter or Mick. This is crazy. But I think that Anthony here, if he can make this sticky and stay around for a little bit, things could get tricky. But I do think that Zhang runs him over here. I don't think that Smith can take the shots. I think that Zhang runs him over. This is pretty easy. But I will say if Smith finds a way to get the wrestling, I don't think he's a great wrestler at all. But if he manages to get on top or gets the back or something, then things become very, very tricky very quickly for Zhang. So pass fight for me. We'll see how this plays out.
Drav, other than Bandit looking adorable in the background, what's your take here? I know you got to take Anthony Lionheart Smith. Bandit wants you. Okay, dude, the dog came on the screen. Dog of the week. Are we not onto something here?
Peg, do you know that Zhang is a third-degree black belt in BJJ?
Yeah, right.
You didn't know, right?
Yeah, right. Dude, he's a white belt.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
You were about to go cash out that bet now. Oh shit, then it's going crazy for real.
Come on.
All right, I'll be right back. He's gonna destroy my bet.
What do you mean? What just happened?
I think his dog is about to fuck up the bed.
All right, Drav is on Anthony Smith with me. He told me that on the side. He said
Drav has 5 units on Anthony Smith.
Yeah, on Anthony Smith plus odds. Honestly, he'll probably thank us for that later when it hits. All right, let's move on to the main event. This is bad for airtime. Main event of the evening. I think this is probably one of the sicker main events we've seen so far of the year. I mean, Carlos Prates is one of my favorite fighters. But, yeah, Carlos Prates versus Ian Machado Garry. Ian Garry's 15-1, 27, 6'3", 74.5-inch reach. Carlos Prates, 21-6. He's 31, 6'1", 78-inch reach. Odds of these two gentlemen, Prates anywhere from plus 115 to plus 110. Ian Garry anywhere from minus 125 to minus 135. Guys, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. We do this for free every week. That's what we always ask from you. And that's right. Mingyang Zhang, the Chinaman. Is that a real line? Go to distance plus 500? That's kind of crazy, man. I kind of like that. Also, on top of a Smith bet. But, all right, guys.
Oh, okay, I love you. Okay.
I love you too.
Oh, fuck y'all.
Tell whoever it is, you got to at least pass the message on.
He thought he was mute.
Yeah, I thought I was.
Yeah, let him know I love him too, though. But all right, this fight, Carlos Prates. I'm on Carlos Prates plus 115. This is just a classic Ian Garry. He just is a point fighter. He's a cuck. He can't get away with this forever, and it ends today. Also, I saw Buckley say Buck versus cuck, and that's hysterical. But yeah, Carlos Prates, dude, we've seen Ian Garry hurt early on in his career against Jordan Williams. Sam Kanan basically folded him like a lawn chair. If he wasn't so young and able to recover well, he would have been folded like a lawn chair. Neil Magny want to use him as a ruler. He had one leg and Ian Garry couldn't finish him. Carlos Prates finished him in one. People talking about the takedown of Ian Garry. Shavkat's takedown wasn't even a takedown. It was just like a roll around to a back take, and he randomly got it. So yeah, we're not going to talk about takedowns here. MVP has like negative takedown defense at times. Prates, on the other hand, you go back in his amateur tape, he did wrestle a Russian guy, and even though he was taken down, he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You see him throw subs off the ground. You see him work to get back up. I think we see the same thing here, if it even goes to the ground, but I think Carlos Prates finds a shot and puts him out. Plus odds, goes for the belt, puts out Bilal, then retires on top. No total defenses, nothing, just done. That's it. Belting out. No 5-round fights ever needed in his career. That's how it goes. Carlos Prates for the win. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I put out Prates as my free bet. I think that Ian's run, once you start to put it in the light, looks a little funny. The Shavkat loss, I think everybody overrated it in real time, and now everybody watching it back, I think is still giving the grappling a little bit too much play here. Michael Van Page, I bet MVP there. I think that was a very winnable fight for him. He weaseled out of that one. Jeff Neal, underwhelming performance, weaseled out of that one. Neil Magny, piece of shit guy for putting this narrative that Neil Magny is like a fucking child beater. I thought that was super lame. And then I was there cage side at the D-Rod head kick KO. But all of us, I don't understand where like people are thinking that like if Ian doesn't get the grappling going here, I mean, what is he gonna do on the feet? Like point fight for 25 minutes? Like I don't see that happening. I mean, this same guy, he's had defensive issues on the feet his whole career, and that hasn't like magically went away. We've seen him get cracked against Shavkat. We've seen him get cracked against MVP. Jeff Neal touched him a couple times, and honestly, Ian does not fight even close to the same confidence on the feet if he's going against a top 15 guy. Or somebody that's just outright insanely slower than him. He lets his hands go and tries to put on fun striking performances whenever he has insane advantages. But if he doesn't have an insane advantage, he is way, way, way more hesitant and patient as a striker. So I think that if he doesn't get grappling success here, he might be just really fucked. Because I think that Prates finds the shots well. I think he's getting better at minute winning. Like I said, I've always had issues with Prates' process at times. I think that the Giles fight was a good example of it. But the guy, I mean, just finds the shot so well. The knees, it's hard to say that Gary's just gonna whoop his ass over 25 minutes. I mean, just how? I mean, other than a back take, how is Garry just gonna secure these rounds very easily? Like, this is 170. You're not gonna be able to dance around like a fucking flyweight for 25. So I think Prates eventually finds him, and moments add up. I think he can win rounds based off of moments. I can also see him just flat out KOing Ian Garry, which would heal the MMA community and make this world a better place. So Carlos Prates, cigarette smoking his bag.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Dravhy, what do you got?
I also agree. I Also put him in my free bet of the week, and he copied me after that, posted the same bet. But yeah, I just think Prates hit different, man. I really do. I think he hit different, and I don't think he's like a gasser like people think. Like round 4 and 5 might be sketchy and favor Garry, but you have to get there. And will he get there? I'm not sure. Like Prates hits very hard, and the way people betting Garry seems to think that he has like massive grappling upside, or that like he's very hard to hit or something, but it's just not the case. He get hit in all of his fights. So does Prates, but the difference is like I think Prates can take Garry's shots and be just fine, and I don't think Garry's going to be able to take his shot for like the course of the fight. And Prates has massive power the first 10 minutes of the fight, and then I don't know. I just think that overall he's going to win big moments, and he can end the fight in any rounds. And Garry, I think his path is a close decision. I really do. I don't think he's going to submit him. I don't even think he's going to take him down. Like his takedowns against Shafkat were like reversed because Shafkat initiated the grappling, but Prates is not going to do that. And if you look his other fights, yeah, his wrestling and grappling is pretty decent, but I don't know. I just don't think. I think Prates' takedown defense is very good and underrated, and you just can't bet. You just can't bet against the top fighting nerds. I don't know why people keep doing it. Like for like a year now, like Gene Silva was pick him in almost his last 2 or 3 fights, and then Bryce Mitchell, he was a decent favorite, and people just betting against him. People are trying to bet Bobby Green against Rafi. People are just trying to bet against these guys so bad. Like, I don't know what you guys need to see more. They're just different. They prepare fucking well. And I mean, we have a camp in Garry who's at Shoot a Box. You come out there in interviews. He already has a big cut in his face because they're just trying to elbow each other in the face, and they train like maniac. That's fine. But you have another camp who watch films, who's going to be preparing to, to what are you doing, Peg?
What?
What you doing?
Oh, I'm so cracking up. The NFL draft is right now. I'm trying to see if the Giants are going to trade up for Shedeur, and my boys are just making some jokes in the chat.
It looked like you were in your head, but but yeah, I just think at some point Prates is going to find him. And again, I trust his preparation more. I trust his power more. I trust him to win moments. And in the round where Gary's doing good for like 3 minutes, he could still lose that round at the end. So yeah, I just think Prates is different, and I hate to say it, but he does have that aura. So yeah, and I feel like he's taking that loss well against Shafkat, but at the same time, he's very confident, and maybe too confident going into this fight because he think that he could have beat Shafkat, but Shafkat was injured going into that fight. I know Garry did good, but like he was injured going into that fight, and that's not him saying it. It's like he's
by far the worst Shafkat performance we've seen.
Yeah, and I mean he still won. So I don't know. I think Prates is different, and he's gonna find the chin. But Pepe mentioned a decision angle in the chat, and I also agree with that. It's a stupid.
I don't mind it either. Plus 750 is a crazy wide number.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, he could win a moment-based decision, hurting him or scoring a knockdown, Garry surviving. I could see that, but it's 25 minutes, man. I think he's going to find the shot at some point.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's the show. He says he thinks he also said the cigarette thing is a bit. I don't think so, bro. 8 to 15 cigarettes a day. It's possible. Anything's possible. The guy Prates, anything. You do anything possible. All right. That's the show. Let's do the BTL parlay, and then we'll get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, same old stuff. All right. Who do you guys got for your BTL parlay? Time out.
Worst thing doing? We're still doing that shit?
No, you interrupted. Guys, if there's something new that you want us to do on the show outside of BTL parlay, we were looking for ideas of new bits and stuff to add. Please comment them below. We will consider anything at this rate because BTL parlay is rest in piss, as Key would say.
Who fucked it up last time?
Let me check. It was probably Peg.
Yeah, when in doubt, blame Peg.
Probably a safe bet that it's me, but I don't even know if it was.
Oh, it was actually. Oh, to be fair, last week was a 4 legs, and we did cash. Or yeah.
Oh, last week cash is poor Poor Liam.
We cash our 3 legs, but Liam didn't cash his with the fight doesn't go. And
then the week before that,
by the way, shout out Alex Volkanovski and
Go.
and go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, bro, that was crazy. But yeah, we didn't cash it, but it was because of Liam. But
and then the one before me and
the week it was you again. Me and Key with good legs, and you putting fucking Gurule minus 255. And then after that, no, before that, it was you and Key, so it was not your fault. And then after that,
Holland won that fight plus 110. The one before that, London.
Oh, that was Key. That Morgan Shahriari lost, and then after that,
DR Nergoze.
Look at that! Me and Key, Carlos Duties, Cachoeira, like bang bang, and then Peggy go DR Nergoze minus 360. And then if we go again, it's like Key and Kalaev, me. Oh yeah, Turner, I lost that one.
And Santos, I lost that one too. When's the last time I took one of these? Yo, Cody Brundage, the GOAT, minus 117. Cody Brundage, the GOAT, gets it done. And then before that, I was on Nursultan Rozabayev. Did he win that?
And then after that, Ismail Bonfi, minus 200, sharp.
Yep, cooking.
And then we can go. Oh yeah, Borshev, when you look like when you really look like Slavaklav. Peg was on that. And then the last one we cashed was February 1st.
Holy shit. Okay, I didn't realize the drought was that bad.
Yeah, it's been yeah, dude.
So we need something, guys.
New bit. Peg gives
yeah.
Yeah, DR was crazy. Peg Bennett was like it was all his fault that guy lost. He got submitted.
All right, my bet of the week.
It could be like a prop. It could be like, I don't know.
David Onama money line minus 170.
Bro, I say keep running with the BTL parlay. I'm not afraid of some losses. Adversity is a privilege. That's what folks say. Adversity is a fucking privilege.
I ordered a t-shirt, you guys. I'm gonna show it when I got it. It's a Volkanovski t-shirt, and it said adversity is a privilege.
Right now.
Looking at chicken. How you say that again? No, the real one, the real Peg. How does he say it?
He said like Chickadaisy.
Hey, bro, that was crazy. But I mean, Pepe said the favorite prop of the card. Each of us or one that we all agree on.
Yeah, I think favorite prop of the card each week for each of us.
All right, mine's Randy Brown ITD plus 250.
Dravhy might shoot you.
Yeah,
that's actually. I'm not kidding. That's actually it.
Then it's gonna bite your ass. Yeah, you suck.
That's literally the only prop I'm on this week. I'm pretty sure. Let me go check my bet MMA. 1 second.
You can pick one.
I'm not sure because I haven't played any props this week. So
actually, I can give you another one. I'm on the under of Aliskerov Muniz if you want that one, Dravy.
Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna give the KO one for Randy Brown anyway. I'm not gonna give ITD, but I think we should pick a prop on different fights. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Randy Brown KO one.
I'm gonna take Onama by sub. Give me Onama by sub.
You don't even like that. That's my best. But look at his face again.
Yeah, this is insane.
He didn't even think about that.
Yeah, this is insane.
All right, give me Edwards by decision minus 260.
Oh my god. Okay, it's getting worse. So, yeah, mine is Randy Brown KO1. Best price is 14-1. Bet Rivers. Key, what's yours?
Fuck. Michelle Periera KO. What's that price?
I'm gonna tell you right now the best price.
Michelle Periera by KO is plus 200.
Plus 235. Bet Rivers.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball.
Okay, and Peg.
What's Blackshear by sub?
What is what?
Blackshear by sub. Blackshear by sub is plus 125. Dude, what the fuck is going on in this world?
This draft is fucking awful.
Plus
it's
180.
overwhelming.
Plus 180. Blackshear sub. It's Fendu.
All right. Actually, you know what? Anthony Smith by sub. Anthony Smith by sub.
You okay? Anthony Smith by
It's
sub.
plus 1,000. Give me that.
Smith by sub.
Yeah.
You really want to bet on this wash bum?
Dude, he is not washed.
He's so washed.
He's
Okay.
He's we're
plus 1,000. Plus 1,000. DraftKings, FanDuel.
We're all watching. Everyone in the world is watching. All right.
So Smith sub. I mean, I actually think that's how he wins, though. He could snatch a guillotine or something. So yeah, Smith sub 10-1. That's yours.
Yeah.
Randy Brown KO 1, 14-1, and keep Michel Periera KO 235.
All right.
So yeah. So basically, we need to cash one of them, and then the people that tail, it's gonna profit. And then if we cash 2, it's crazy. If we cash 3, we're just the goats. So
we're doing our and then showtime. We're looking to try and lock down a new showtime. We're not gonna do Wednesday night.
Maybe Tuesday night more than likely, but like it could change. But
it's gonna be Tuesday night, but we can't do next Tuesday because it's Key's girl's birthday. All right, everyone wish her a happy birthday. Everybody, Drav, say happy birthday.
He doesn't want to talk about it, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Key's girlfriend. We love you. Thank you for taking care of our Black Queen. Okay.
Black Queen is crazy. This guy gets one fucking woman in his home, and now is in like peak form. Tell her we need her every week from now on.
All right.
This is insane.
Yep, even there you go. The chat is going. Happy birthday, Key's girlfriend. That's gonna be the hashtag for next week for the show. Is happy birthday, Key's girlfriend. All right. That's the show, guys. Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. We're out. We'll see you next week for, I think it's just an Apex card, right?
No, it's Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, I bet it might as well be an Apex card. All right. We'll see you guys later. Cody Sandhagen by KO. Peace.